Uncommitted 5 stars coming off the board soon. And do we agree or disagree with the Rivals recruiting machine prediction? So let's see. We'll start with Savian Haidider because he's the number 1 running back in America, number 8 overall. August 19th is his decision date. Let's take a look at the RPM. 27% Ohio State, 24% UGA. Do we agree or disagree with the Rivals RPM here?
We could not disagree more. Those two programs are in the Final Four, but look to be a distant 3rd and 4th at this point in Savian Haidider's process. Michigan and Tennessee are the favorites, could go either way. I've felt Michigan more than any program for Savian Haidider throughout his recruitment, but in the final weeks, the Vols are certainly right there, a program he loves, the atmosphere on game day, the style of play on offense, what Heupel's historically done on offense, utilizing the running back relationship with Coach Sims, being in the SEC. Those are things that are exciting to Savian Haidider. And then with Michigan, longstanding relationship with Tony Alford, the fit, cultural, on and off the field, in the locker room, the way Michigan showcases the running back in their offense, the pro-style offense, the way they support their student athletes on and off the field, and him being Michigan's number 1 target regardless of position. Those are the two programs that are in the best shape for Savian Haidider, in my opinion, going into his upcoming commitment in August.
Yeah, I completely agree. I don't know if the recruiting prediction machine needs an oil change or recalibration, but let's see if we agree with these next couple. We might have to send it in for some work. Safety Brilan Wax, number 21 overall. He's the number 1 safety in America, and he'll make his decision on August 21st. The recruiting prediction machine says Ohio State 77% and Auburn 6%. Do we agree or disagree?
I don't disagree with that order. I maybe disagree with the authority of that order. If Ohio State checks all the boxes, I think they ultimately get it done. I think we're in the negotiation phase of Brilan Wax's recruitment. He has been on the visits, took his OVs, knows how he fits in schematically, culturally, with all these programs. Now it's about dotting I's and crossing T's from an NIL perspective, having these final conversations and seeing where the market's going to be for this elite safety here at the end of his process. Ohio State has already landed Blaine Bradford. I do think that they will be on the gas at the end for Brilan Wax, so I could certainly see him in the Buckeyes class. Auburn has really risen up in this recruitment. The official visit was massive, having his sister on campus, part of the softball team, a nice little cherry on top. But DJ Durkin, the scheme, the way he fits in, the way he fit in with the players, the trajectory of the program, and then certainly Auburn being competitive in the NIL arena. They've made the biggest move this year, this summer, for Brilan Wax. Florida's in the picture. Aggies battling as well. There are some sources that say, hey, I think Ohio State's 4th in that group. I'm not ready to say that. I got Ohio State in the top 2, and I think if Ohio State checks all the boxes, I think they'll be hard to beat. But Auburn is certainly giving Brilan Wax a lot to think about, and I could definitely see him saying War Eagle when it's time to commit. We'll see what happens with these talks and negotiations over the final few weeks. This is a no-brainer prospect, a dominant player on both sides of the football, a rangy safety that can turn the ball over for you, make plays, be a leader on the back end. So it's easy to see why it's so competitive in this recruitment down the stretch and why he's so coveted. How far will these teams take it? That's where we're at in the process of Brilan Wax.
All right, so we agree with the recruiting prediction machine, at least on the order there. Ohio State, Auburn leading the way in this recruitment. Let's see what it has to say for interior offensive lineman Darius Gray, number 31 overall. August 22nd is his decision date. We got LSU, 51%, South Carolina, 33%. Steve, do we agree or disagree?
I think that math's pretty good. I would give South Carolina more of that market share, and then I would put Tennessee on the board with a little bit of a slice of pizza on my circle. And then we'll see what happens. I mean, those are the 3 programs I think are in the best shape. LSU, the chance to win a national title, the offensive line track record of development under Brian Kelly is maybe second to none in college football right now. When you talk about all the guys that played under him at Notre Dame, and then this past year's NFL draft and the way LSU, Will Campbell going in the first round, that resonates. And then relationship with the staff, Coach Davis, Coach Sloan. LSU's done a fantastic job, and it was kind of a dream school for him before his process started. South Carolina, no program has recruited him harder, longer, great relationships, been to campus a bunch, loves where Coach Beamer's taken that program, thinks that they can go to another level. He would obviously be a huge part of that. And then Tennessee, it's really ramped up over the last month from a relationship standpoint. They made the college football playoff. Coach Ellerby, Coach Heupel, the chemistry that they have together is resonating with Darius Gray. So the Vols have moved up the list. My predictions on LSU, South Carolina is the program that I look to next, and then Tennessee.
All right, moving right along. We got one more to look at. Edge Anthony Tank Jones. He announced that an announcement is coming in the next week or so TBD on an exact date. But when we look at the recruiting prediction machine, we got Alabama leading at 31% and Auburn, who's not even in his top 3 when he made the cut, at 25%. So obviously we disagree with that. Do you agree with Alabama out front, and who would you have second?
I honestly don't know. Tank Jones going to commit before his season. His dad told me at the end of last week a decision is coming soon. I feel like there's confidence around Alabama, the indicators, what he's saying to the Tide staff, what he has said about the program to me in the past has definitely shown that Alabama is in great position. But there are sources around Oregon, around Texas A&M that feel like he does indeed leave the state. Those two programs maybe being in the best shape over Alabama. Now, A&M, I don't think he's got better relationships from head coach to coordinator to potential position coach than A&M right now. He's been there a bunch, feels at home, likes the trajectory of the program. And then Oregon went into Alabama last year and landed the number 1 ranked player in the state, Naeem Alford, who was committed to Ohio State for much of his process. And Auburn was the school everyone was pointing to as flip wash. And there was even buzz. Hey, Naeem Alford's a silent to Auburn. He's going to flip to Auburn. It's just a matter of time before he's a Tiger. And Naeem Alford's dad told me, my son is not going to Auburn. And he ended up being right. His son went to Oregon. And so we don't rule Oregon out for the number 1 player in the state in this cycle, 2026. Tank has taken more visits to Oregon. That's been documented. The Ducks are right there at the end for this prize pass rusher as well. I'm fascinated. I'm excited to see where it goes. He was one of the first prospects in this class to jump on the radar nationally, and his process is finally coming to an end. And A&M and Oregon have done a fantastic job. Alabama is probably the program he saw himself at when the process started, but these other 2 programs giving him a lot to think about.
All right, drop your percentages on these uncommitted 5 stars. You guys are the real recruiting experts. Let us know in the comments section what percent, who leads on what recruit. Let us know.